Repping the Mighty Eagles of SCCU. This is the Juice, the hottest HBCU radio station in the nation. Apologize for being tardy. Had to go handle some work for class, but you know I'm here, back in effect. But Tony, we got another one.
Another one.
And it don't stop. So we have DClark Company. Hi, ladies.
Hey.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Okay. So for those of y'all for those people who do not know what DClark Company is, just give us like a little brief history about what it was and just how it got started.
Yeah, so DClark Company is an exclusive personal matchmaking agency. I founded it about 5 years ago. And what I do is I work with busy professionals who are in search of lasting love. I help them strategize their love lives through personal matchmaking, date coaching, and image consulting. And I have these phenomenal ladies who help me make that all possible for my clients. And so we do all of that stuff. We do radio shows, we do seminars, we do events for singles, and all that good stuff. Anything to help people to reach their relationship goals.
Okay, so how successful has the company been so far?
So we have a 95% success rate, which is awesome. Yep. So it's been very successful. And just to kind of tell back, I started because I was actually a biology major in college.
Okay.
I was supposed to be a doctor. And so in preparing for medical school, I was working at Duke in research. And I was surrounded by all of these medical professionals who had great careers. They were really, really successful, PhDs, doctors, all that good stuff, but they sucked at love. And they admired my relationship with my husband, who we've been together since 16. We're high school sweethearts.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
Yep. And so I would help them create online dating profiles. I would match them up with people on the job, and I was good at it. And they started referring me to their colleagues. They were like, you should totally do this. Like, you need to start your own business. And so I did. And I left my job at Duke.
Okay. So for those people who had a hard time finding relationships, what was like their main reason why?
Well, like I said, my demographic is busy professionals, so they just don't have time. And to try to find like-minded individuals who have their own, who are independent, who are really looking for a real connection, they didn't have time to go out to bars. They weren't finding them on the church pews, you know, and a lot of their friends in their circle were already together, you know, and paired and coupled, and so they didn't even have it in their friendship circle. So they've kind of exhausted all their options. So they said, hey, let me hire someone who is an expert in this area and who can get the results that I'm looking for in a short amount of time in a more effective way to help me find love.
Was there any fears of the people that started doing this process? Like, was there any fear of, oh, maybe I might not find the right one? Or was there anybody that was like, well, maybe this might actually work? Like, was there any fears going on at that time?
Absolutely. I think that the same fears that people have outside of my company when it comes to dating and relationships, you know, fear of rejection, you know, am I going to find someone? Am I going to be alone, you know, for the rest of my life? Am I going to find my husband or my wife? I think those same fears came with me because you're now trusting someone with an area of your life which is very sensitive, very private, and you have to be extremely vulnerable. You don't know what to expect because this is really new for a lot of people. And so absolutely there's fears associated with that. And I think one of the things that we've done a really good job at doing is creating trust and a good relationship with our clients so that they feel comfortable entering this process with us.
Okay. So what would you say, because, you know, like you say you're married, so what would you say are like some of the top things to keep a relationship strong?
Oh gosh, communication is number one. I think the biggest thing about communication is that we are two different individuals. You got a man, you got a woman. We're completely different species, you know, so we operate completely different. We can't read minds. We all have different love languages. We all have different reasons for attaching to one another. And so it's really important that you keep an open line of communication so that you know how to be fully present, how to cater to someone. You know, relationships is all about reciprocity. It's a give and take. So you know what to give, what that person needs to feel love and receive love from you, and vice versa. Communication is big in understanding when there's a problem. You know, you got to be able to address it. And I think that's a big issue is that today in relationships, when there's an issue, whether it's small or big, a lot of people let it fester over time. You know, I'm not going to bring it up this time, or, you know, I'll talk about it later. And then when the S hits the fan, it's like, oh my God, what do I do? Now you have this big explosion because you chose not to communicate, you know, your feelings earlier on. And so definitely communication. And then dating. We have this thing called Save the Date. I think a lot of people aren't dating anymore. Dating meaning private time with you and your spouse, connecting and getting to know each other outside of any other distractions, friends, family, kids if you're married, for college students outside of the work and the hustle of, your studies, but really putting time and getting to know one another and connecting with one another, and dating each other, because that's all about continuing the communication. It's all about continuing to build and cultivate a relationship with someone. It's all about staying present and in a moment with that person so that you are so that you're in tune with each other all the time.
Right.
So dating and communication are really, really big things
Okay.
when it comes to sustaining a relationship.
So, what would you say has been one of the most successful stories, or is one of the most successful things that you've had about your company?
So most women who come to me, they have a laundry list of things that they are looking for. One of the top things is, I want someone who is like 6'5", 6'3",
Right.
That height requirement is really, really big for a lot of women, which I found surprising for women who are like 5'4". You don't need to take somebody
Right.
who's 6 foot, but that's a huge requirement. And so one of the female clients that I had actually earlier on, at the start of DClark Company, she really wanted someone who was 6'3" and taller because she was 5'11". And I found someone who fit everything that she was looking for. I mean, down to a T. The only thing missing was that height requirement. And so my question to her was, are you willing to allow love to pass you by? A real connection. Are you really willing to let that go for someone who may be your same height or a little shorter than that? Is it worth it? Would you rather be alone and settle with someone who is half of what you really want to experience? And when she started to open her mindset up a little bit, I introduced her to someone who was actually 5'9", a bit shorter than her, and she fell in love with him. They're still together today, and that I use that story a lot because it really goes to show where women, we can come in with this laundry list of stuff, expectations that don't even have anything to do with the character, the integrity, what this person can offer you and who they really are. We get so caught up on the superficial things that don't matter to a relationship. And so that, to me, is a huge success for us, especially for other women, to see that, hey, there's a little bit more to someone than their height, and they can offer you a little bit more than a few
Right.
inches taller than taller than what you are. So that was big for us.
Yeah, and I agree with everything you're saying. So, in that case, would you be the one to say that opposites attract?
No. So, and a lot of people get this confused. Opposites attract on some things, but you want to have stuff in common with somebody. That's how you relate. That's how you identify. And so it's the things that you have in common that actually keep you together longer.
Right.
If you're completely two different people who can't relate and identify with each other at all, it's going to be hard to sustain a relationship with that person because you don't get each other.
Exactly.
It's different to say, it's differences in, I like to go to these type of restaurants and I like to do these type of activities. That's a little bit different because you're able to expose each other to different things. But when it comes down to the fundamental things, you want to have more in common than you do different.
Would you say that in the process of dating, that money plays like a big factor in dating?
Absolutely. Should it? Not necessarily.
Okay.
Depending, everything is situational.
Yeah, right.
But it does, because I think, especially for women, we want to know from men that they can protect us, they can provide for us. We want to feel safe with them. And sometimes that income, that money, is the one thing that lets us know that, okay, he can be my provider. I feel secure with him. And so, yeah, definitely money plays a big part of that, more so for women than men, I'd say.
So my last question to you is, where do you see DClark Company going in the next 3 years, and what is like your main goal for this company?
Well, hands down, DClark Company is a national brand. Know that.
Got
And we
you.
will be
Got you.
national this year. That's right. We have some things that I won't disclose now, but we have some things that'll fall out this year that we'll be able to talk about and announce in the next couple months, that we've been able to get on a national platform, which is really, really exciting for us. We have a college tour that we'll be going to colleges all over the nation, and also a national book tour as well, because I have a book coming out. And so we're really excited about that. So I definitely see us growing. I'm definitely building our platform, reaching more people, men and women all over our country, not just in connecting them in relationship, but I'm really big on mindset, really adjusting their mindset to experiencing something more than what they thought they could experience just by making a few tweaks in the way that they think.
Okay.
and their perspective and their attitude towards love and dating.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We wish you the best of luck with your company, and it seems that you guys have been growing so far. And I hope and I pray that you guys do continue to grow, because there are a lot of people out here that are looking for a relationship. So congratulations on everything you guys are doing, and just keep up the good work that you guys are doing. Okay, we back. This is the Juice, the hottest HBC radio station in the nation. Okay, we still got DClark Company with us. So okay, just talk a little bit about the whole college exposure thing, because I know as we were talking, you said that you wanted to bring this awareness to the college. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I have a book coming out called She's Valuable, But Does She Know It? And I started that book. Yes. I started that book because I work with so many amazing women, and I encounter so many amazing girls in the college space who are struggling to understand what makes them valuable. You know, when I ask this question, you know, why you? You know, what value will you add to a relationship? A lot of them start going down their list of accolades. You know, their college degrees, their ranking in their job, but nothing to do with who they are as a person.
Right.
The things that uniquely make them valuable and that really stand to separate them in the dating and relationship space. And it really hurt me that they didn't understand this information. And I could also identify with them because I went through the same struggle of identifying my own value. And so what I did was I created different mastermind groups in different cities, and I met with different women, and we started talking about that. You know, what does this mean to you? What was your struggle? And I also came to Central. And I met these two young ladies here at Central, and they were part of my mastermind group so that I could understand the struggles that college women are going through in terms of understanding their value. And I used all of that content along with my story and my perspective as it pertains to dating and relationships and put it all in a book. And the college tour is really big because in college is where you are trying to figure out, who am I? Where do I fit? You know, you start to conforming to ideals that society says, you know, this is what makes women beautiful. You know, this is what makes them valuable, paired with whatever your parents, told you at home, and then you start formulating your own belief system. And so if you don't understand that in the college space, once you go beyond that, it's going to take you a long time to figure that out. You'll start making poor decisions in terms of who you decide to date because you don't understand your worth. So you're selecting men that don't even understand the value of who you are. And so I thought it was important to bring this message to different college campuses to really empower the women in this space and get them to not only understand that and do an internal work, but wear it on the outside and reflect that so they can communicate that to everybody with the shirts, the t-shirt line that we'll also have in conjunction with the book. So that's what we're doing. The tour will begin in the fall, so we definitely want to kick it off here because this is where we started with these amazing ladies. And so I have Bree with me and Miranda. They are part of the DClark Company team. I brought them on because they really understood and really loved what I was doing with the She's Valuable movement. They wanted to be a part of it. And so through that conversation, I said, well, I don't only want you to be a part of the movement, but I also want you to be a part of my team because it is nothing like having people who believe in what you are doing, understand your vision, and want to promote it just as much as you do. And so these ladies have been awesome. So I'll let them introduce themselves and, why I thought this was great.
I am Miranda, and I am the social media consultant. So anything social media for DClark Company, that is me.
And I am Brianna. I'm actually a student here as well. We both are.
Okay.
I'm a senior here. And I play the position of just all things PR, communications with DClark Company and the whole She's Valuable movement.
Okay. So let me ask you guys. What has the journey and the experience been since joining the Valuable movement? Like, what would you say has been like some of the ups and the downs of this whole movement?
Ups and downs. Right now, to be honest with you, it's all ups.
That's great. That's wonderful.
I really feel like it's just been all ups, mainly because we believe in Dominique and this whole movement so much, to the point where we're just so excited and so thirsty to get our message out there and to reach women, young women around our age, and really show and make them believe the valuable that's in them. And we're passionate about this whole movement. So it's just been nothing but ups.
Nothing but ups. I think I completely agree. I think it's key that if you learn your value now, it's perfect for the older you get, so you know now in college how to be respected by a young man and just things of that sort. So, learning your value in an early age, learning it now so you're successful.
So, what is the main message that you guys have said to young ladies that has really like touched them in some sort of way?
I think for me, it's been learning to love yourself. Love you, because if you love you, everything else will fall in place.
Right.
You can't love someone else if you don't love yourself.
Exactly.
So that love starts with you. So for me, I think that's been my personal one.
My personal one would be not only once you find the ability to love yourself, also, you know, not just get respect from men, but other women too.
Right.
Being able to respect your fellow women and women that's on their journey, and be able to support each other and realize that, you know, I am your sister and I'm here for you as well. And it's not a journey that you have to go through alone. That's the biggest thing I think that I've learned personally, and something that is a message that I want to share with other young women, is that you don't have to go through anything alone. And that's what we're here to do.
Well, that's powerful. I have to see you explain what you guys are doing. So, is there any other upcoming events that you guys want to shout out or anything like that?
Well, I'll actually be in Atlanta on April 20th. It's not a local event.
That's fine.
I'll be in Atlanta. I'll be participating on a celebrity relationship panel. So that's really exciting. So I'll be on a panel with different celebrities, and we're talking about second chances and the importance of that, and you know how that relates back to relationships and dating and how important that is. So that's that. Outside of that, we're hoping that the beginning, end of May, we're going to kick off the book launch party for She's Valuable, but does she know it? So we definitely want to invite everyone a part of the NCCU family to come out and support and really just learn, like Brianna said, and support each other, support this movement. You'll be able to, we're looking for ambassadors for the movement, people who want to create a She's Valuable chapter in their city and state and kind of grow that group. And what we'll do collectively at the springtime of each year is have an annual She's Valuable conference. And so we're also putting that together for January, February of next year. So we got a lot of things going on. Like I said, the book tour will start in May, the national book tour, and then the college tour will start in the fall. So homecoming events, anything that any local colleges and colleges outside of North Carolina have going on, we definitely want to be there and just spread this word and put the movement on your campus to empower the women there.
That is great. That is great. And we thank you guys for coming here and sharing that message with us. And I hope they reaches to almost every girl that you guys go reach all over the world. Not just even just colleges, all over the world. Yeah. So yes, thank you guys for stopping by.
Yes,
and we have another guest on the way, you guys. So y'all stay tuned. This is the Juice, the hottest 88. Oh Lord, John, I can't even talk today. All right, y'all guys stay locked. All right.
I seen your girl post a BM, so I hit her in the DM. All eyes, yeah, I see him. Yeah, that's your man.